All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets. We're going to be diving into exactly the altcoins that I am eyeing. Whenever you see massive dips like we just saw, and we've seen a bit of a recovery, but with bad news like the Binance lawsuit, like the Coinbase lawsuit, this is likely some of the best times to be accumulating some of the altcoins that have taken major dips during this time period. I'm going to go over a plethora from metaverse, AI, gaming, as always, and some stuff that I think are very good value long-term positions, as well as some I'm looking for even better prices potentially. Like the video down below and subscribe for more every single day here on In the Game and on Crypto Banter as well. Shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. Bybit for all of your trading needs across crypto. Sign up for a Bybit account down below. NordVPN, always navigate securely. I would advise use a VPN whenever you're navigating your decentralized wallets. NordVPN down below. And last but not least, Vulcan Forge, one of the leading blockchain gaming studios, metaverse as a service with Metascapes, as well as L1 blockchains with the Elysium blockchain. You can check out all of our sponsors in the description down below. Now let's dive into it. And as mentioned on our Monday show, as far as my niche, my industry in the gaming, in the metaverse, NFT sector, we did see a couple of tokens here listed as securities over this last week as the SEC applied the Howey test, including AXS, Sand, and Matic. Now, I think there will be a clear path forward. I think we will see regulation eventually that allows us to safely invest into stuff like this. And, as for now, we're all in the clear until these regulations do come into play. This is more of a battle between Binance, between Coinbase, and to some of these projects that are trying to kind of decipher how to not be a security or what's the path forward if they really are securities. But here are some of the red flags, right, that I think kind of might have gotten stuff like 𝗙𝗵𝗲𝗃 caught. If you look into some of the fine print of the lawsuit here, the information that cie_𝗵𝗵𝗍, who's behind Axie Infinity, disseminated led AXS holders, including those who have purchased since August 2021, to view AXS as an investment and to expect profit from cie_𝗵𝗵𝗍's efforts to grow the Axie protocol. They explained publicly that the funds were raised and pooled to develop and improve the Axie platform. The team has used funds raised according to the allocations below: 85% developmental, 10% administrative, and 5% business development and marketing. And as you see here, today we're proud to share more info on the strategic sale. They will help open new doors, help us scale the team to deliver better gameplay, and incentivize to keep building after a successful token sale. So it seems like this is a lot to do with the way that they went to market and the way that they advertised what AXS could do for the holders. And I understand this stance, right? Because if you looked back at some of the tweets, the initial takeaways here, past tweets and white papers used as evidence, there probably were some tweets where Axie was mentioning or retweeting articles about people quitting their jobs to play Axie and the income they were earning. And that becomes expected in the ecosystem, and especially if the project promotes it. So hopefully there's a clear path forward here, because the gaming industry is going to be so explosive. And here's the thing, as every investment out there, people will always want to profit on those investments. But I think that one thing is very clear. In the gaming space, crypto gaming, metaverse, AI, we want a path forward where there's a clear guideline of what's a security, what's not, or at least what are we eventually going to be allowed to be invested in. Because right now, if they take off the board some of these gaming tokens, then we're going to miss out on a generational shift here from Web 2 gaming to Web 3 gaming. So I do pray that there's a path forward. I'm overly bullish on the industry where it's at right now. We spoke with Kieran from Illuvium, and they're developing such an awesome product. Stuff like Shrapnel, stuff like Dead Drop. These games are building such quality products, and I do think there's a generational opportunity here if you can get in before the mass adoption. So I hope there's a clear path forward here, and I hope that the investment side of backing the Galas and the PYRs to be the next Epic and the Riot Games of the industry. I hope that there's a path forward to allow us to continue to do that, especially in the States. This is where the issue lies, right? It's a United States issue. It really sucks that they're trying to take away that investment potential from U.S. investors. Let's get into some stuff that I think are fantastic long-term buys. Matic. So Polygon was deemed a security right alongside these tokens. And Polygon is one of the most efficient gaming or even business onboardings. We've seen successful Reddit onboardings, Starbucks onboardings. We just recently have seen a Google partnership come through with Polygon. And a lot of people will say Polygon buys these partnerships. Well, they might put some Polygon into these partnerships. They might put some dollars towards these partnerships. However, these businesses are trusting Polygon to take them to market. They are utilizing their blockchain to massive businesses, Fortune 500 companies are coming to Polygon and they're trusting them to run their infrastructure inside of Web3. That speaks enough volumes for me. And then we see here Ryan Wyatt over testifying in the Innovation, Data, and Commerce Subcommittee at the congressional hearing, which was focused on educating lawmakers why Web3 technology is important and how it changes the value paradigm of the internet. So it's awesome. We've spoke with Ryan here on the show in the past. He's such a sharp mind in business and gaming. So it's awesome to see him having a voice here when it comes to some of the lawmaking, when it comes to this industry, kind of feeding off of the SEC side. I see Polygon as a fantastic opportunity. What's the market cap currently on this? We're looking at a 7 billion market cap. That's way too undervalued. I'm just going to tell you right now, that is not going to stick around whenever it comes to the next bull run. And we see market caps like Cardano at 11 billion. We have XRP at 28 billion. Dogecoin is a higher market cap, for Christ's sakes. Like, Polygon has so much growth potential. And the one thing is, Polygon hasn't seen a bull market after all these business partnerships. So that's going to be awesome to see. Another one that hasn't seen a bull market since their development is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Now, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, I am weary that this could dip a little more. I truly think that 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 could go down slightly more. We've seen it go up to $1.50. Now we're over 50% down from those recent highs. But this is one that also, before the next bull, I will be staking my claim and getting a position in on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So I think Polygon's a great buy right now. I really do, for the long term. We're talking long-term portfolios here. So if you're looking for a swing trade, quick gains, that's not what this is about. This is about putting together that long-term portfolio that I preach about here on In the Game, that you can have a short-term portfolio where you see narratives playing out. Like if you were to have played out the Wilder World narrative, it played out to perfection. The buy the rumor, sell the news, all the way up to the massive Apple announcement. And then it took a dip with the Binance news. But regardless, we were able to ride this up from 24 cents up to 62 cents. That qualifies as the short-term portfolio. The long-term stuff, the polygons, the renders, the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏s, this is something I will be putting in my long-term bags before the next bull. And as we see here, they're making the onboarding process so easy with the immutable passport. And then here we see IMVU, which is a product on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, has 4 million monthly active users and has onboarded over 1.25 million new crypto wallets. It's more users than the I just combined the two words, the entire Gala Games ecosystem, the Axie Infinity ecosystem, Sandbox, and Decentraland. And honestly, you could combine all of those and it has more wallets than that. So 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is doing a great job of onboarding. And as mentioned, we spoke with Kieran, and he's overly bullish about what Robbie and the team at 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 have put together. I think this can go a little bit lower, but I will be looking to get an accumulation on this very soon. Another one I think could also dip a little further, given token unlocks and just some of the climate around crypto and the lack of emphasis on layer 1 blockchains. That's Avalanche. It's dipped below $14. And if we look over the year, we've had as high as $29 last August, and now we're down to about $13.90. I think if you're strategically making a position into Avalanche by the next bull, whenever stuff like the Tencent partnership, TSM, Loco Legends with 50 million active users, NFT Tix, which is a ticketing platform for global festivals. They're choosing to build with Avalanche. We are seeing games, the quality of Shrapnel building a subnet. We're seeing Off the Grid from Gunzilla, which is also building a subnet. These games look like some of the best in the industry, and they're trusting Avalanche and their technology to bring them to market. So I'm very bullish on Avalanche, and the top blockchains I would be accumulating for gaming would be Polygon, 𝗵𝗵𝗍𝗶, and Avalanche. Let's move on to some platforms, and I'll also get to one more blockchain that I'm looking for further dips on as well. But Vulcan Forge has been hammered during this time period. It led up, let's just see here, 1 month. Yeah. It led up, to this $3.80 level with the Vulcan 3 conference, and it kind of maintained. It got back up to these ranges, 370 area before the Binance crash. And now we're down at $3.18 at an $86 million market cap. The risk reward here is fantastic. Anything around that $3 level and anything to me under $100 million market cap, Vulcan Forge is a no-brainer accumulation given all the innovation. They partnered up with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 brands. They're bringing top quality games into the platform. So if you're a blockchain gaming SDK, or if you're a blockchain gaming company, add compatibility for the Apple headset SDK. It may be pricey, but innovation always is before the competition joins, and it will. We have utility advantage over the Web 2 space thanks to the blockchain. Keep building. We'll all be pioneers. I actually think this is a bad take here from George. Jamie, no gamer is going to pay $3,500 for that headset. It's going to be Apple's biggest flop. I disagree. I'm going to buy one. And I'm going to actually buy 2. I'm going to keep 1 in a box, and I'm never going to touch it. And I bet in 10 years, I could sell that thing for in mint condition, unopened condition. You will be able to flip that thing in the future. I'm going to play it like an NFT. Yeah, I'm going to play it like an NFT. I'm going to buy one for me, and I'm going to buy one to hold. I'm going to hodl that thing and never open. I'm going to keep it in the packaging, for Christ's sakes, the little plastic around the box. And I bet you could flip that thing in the future. I saw 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 tweet that, right? Like, would you rather buy the headset, or would you rather buy I think he said some sort of an NFT? And the headset's the overwhelming answer, in my opinion, no doubt about it. And here's what Jamie responds. I don't think it's a bad thing. It will encourage competitors to develop similar utilities at better prices. Every new tech is totally out of price range, and that's true. The initial Oculuses were a bit overpriced. It wasn't the most accessible to the retail, but this is leading innovative tech here from Apple, and I think that eventually that price will come down. I'm suggesting that blockchain gaming prepares for the inevitable tech emergence. So good back and forth here from George and Jamie, and I'm on Jamie's side. I actually think that the price point will lower over time, but as of now, it is at a premium. Apple's device is probably going to be better than the Oculus, just truth be told. So I'm excited to see where this goes, but this technology will be integrated with stuff like Vulcanverse, like Metascapes. They're bringing Vulcan Runner to the VR platform. So a lot of stuff here in the ecosystem of Vulcan Forge will be running on that AR, VR, mixed reality style. So I'm really looking forward to the future and the growth of Vulcan Forge, especially the next bull cycle. This is going to be one of the top performers. Let's get to that other blockchain I was talking about that I'm looking for an accumulation, but just not yet. The fully diluted market cap here of 11.3 billion. It's just a little high for me, considering that the normal circulating market cap is 1 billion. I will be getting a big position in Arbitrum before the next bull run. Miles has spoke about this, the TVL and the liquidity that is not leaving the ecosystem. It's really impressive. So I will be looking to get an eventual accumulation here after some of this diluted market cap takes a trickle downwards. I think we can probably see better prices here on Arbitrum, but the ones underneath the ecosystem I'm most excited about, Magic, anything. I mean, now it's under a $200 million market cap. Even the fully diluted is only at 300 million. I think this will be a multi-billion-dollar market cap given the ecosystem of games underneath Arbitrum. So I'm looking at Magic. I think this is a pretty good price, but if you look at the year, we've seen lower. You know, we've seen back here 81 cents. We're at 86 cents right now. I think we could probably get even better prices here on Magic. So I'll be looking for a DCA opportunity into Magic, and then some upcoming projects on Arbitrum. We're going to have the 𝗙𝗁𝗏 token launching very, very soon. They just integrated with Arbitrum. They just partnered up with Magic Craft Game, which is getting very good sentiment. Their community is very strong. So I'm looking forward to the 𝗙𝗁𝗏 token, and I'm looking forward to the Sparta token, the DeFi Kingdoms of Arbitrum. This has a lot of bullish sentiment behind it, and the Arbitrum community is rallying around Sparta decks. So I'm really excited to see the 𝗙𝗁𝗏 and Sparta tokens go live. As of now, I do think Magic is a really good position to take, and I would be looking for lower prices on Arbitrum. Let's get into the metaverse narrative. Render. So Render, AI, metaverse. This is one that I think if you just ladder in once a month, once every 2 weeks type of thing, by the next bull run, at this market cap, 802 million to a 1.1 million or 1.1 billion fully diluted. I've said it multiple times. This is the closest thing to NVIDIA that we have in Web3. And NVIDIA is worth $1 trillion now. So if you're looking at the undervalued, this will never be $1 trillion project. And if it does, I'll do something crazy. I don't know. I'll jump off my apartment into the ocean outside. I'll do something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But when you look at the growth potential that Render has heading into the next bull run, you know, they're building trailers for Halo developers, Web3 games. They're building trailers for Pudgy Penguins. They're doing a lot of cool things on the tech side. I think that Render has some of the most upside potential of any company in Web3 over the next 2 years. And I think that an accumulation here strategically over time, just DCA into Render, and I can promise you long-term, you're going to be very satisfied with those results. Wilder World has to be mentioned. Obviously, we played this to perfection leading up to the metaverse announcement on Apple on the 5th. I got up to that 62-cent range. I saw a lot of you guys on Twitter tweeting me, you know, great call, got in at 24 cents, laddered out at 62 cents, you know, 100% gain. So awesome to see a lot of the community here and the Banter fam that rode Wilder World to the top as we did during this metaverse narrative. Now it's taken a bit of a retrace, and I think it could retrace a bit more back into those 30 to 40 cent levels, which I think are good long-term accumulation levels. And that would probably send it back under $100 million market cap. You know, so I'll be looking for a little cheaper prices if I'm looking at a longer term accumulation, but worth mentioning as this was definitely the #1 metaverse play for anyone who played it out, as we mentioned here on In the Game. Another one that's relatively cheap, $23 million market cap, is Altura. And Altura just continues to push innovation. They just partnered with the Telos blockchain for Altura's robust platform to help game developers easily integrate Web3 functionality into their games. They're partnering up with even more products like League of Kingdoms here, a blockchain-based MMO where they will integrate their minted guild PFPs and monetize them in Altura's NFT marketplace. And then as we see here, they just created a product called Altura Guard. So if you want to create an easy onboarding experience, revolutionizing the onboarding and creating a seamless Web3 user experience that will actually be a wallet agnostic method for connecting players to Web3 games. This goes hand in hand. So they're helping Web2 games build with NFTs on one side, and they're also giving the gamers a seamless experience where they're not getting punched in the face by a MetaMask pop-up and they don't know what that is. So big integration here, and they are continuing to push product. And from speaking with the team, they have a big announcement coming up pretty shortly that I think is going to be probably a game changer for Altura. So I'll be looking out for that. I think this market cap is just too undervalued. This is a 10 to 20x come next bull market. And if you play your cards right and accumulate a good amount during these time periods, this is the time to be planting those long-term seeds, as we've mentioned here on the show. And Altura is my #1 low cap in this market, without a doubt. I'm also looking at big accumulations for Veracity. If you look at Elliott from Veracity, they have now opened the guest list to over 70 advertising professionals. Really looking forward to the Cannes 2023 with 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗂s discussing the latest developments in the fight against ad fraud. So they will be presenting with 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗂s. They have a better brand presence with a fully realized product. Their biz dev team is in attendance, a live product, and new case studies. A very different affair to last year's where we went to test the waters. So 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗂's annual kickoff will be on the 19th of June, 2023. Kind of like Render, I think Veracity is one of those best companies, like undervalued, underrated companies in Web3. Some of the businesses that Veracity is working with are very impressive, and using their ad technology platform for proof of use, etc. I really think this is undervalued at that $47 million level. You can throw the fully diluted market cap out the window because those tokens, a lot of them will never be sold or never be released into the ecosystem. I'm looking at a big accumulation for Veracity as well for that long-term portfolio. They're going to come out on the other side as a huge winner. And then another shout out to one that we've been talking about since it was a $5 million market cap. It's a $12 million market cap now. This is up 95% this month. 95% this month. WAGMI Games. We spoke about this so long, and it just stayed at 6 million market cap, 6 million market cap. And now here we are a month later with 100% gain. And the team over at WAGMI Games is really heating up for the summer. Their product launch is coming very soon. They're going to have some huge integrations and announcements. They have team from EA, Bungie. I mean, some of the best team advisors in the industry. And then also they're integrating with a platform that I'm building, which is called Nexus Gaming, where you can get all the on-chain data, all the walkthroughs, game tutorials, and then it treats it like an Xbox Live platform where the gamers can come in, chat with each other, find similar skill levels, and you can see developed by WAGMI, what blockchains it's on, what platforms it's on. So very bullish on that regard, that they're, you know, willing to partner up with an upcoming software that I'm building. But at the same time, I'm excited because they're finally getting that liquidity and the recognition that they deserve, up 95% this month. And then last but not least, we've been speaking about 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗂. 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗂 is a Web3 infrastructure. I would compare this to Altura. Last week, they partnered up with 𝗓𝗏𝗃𝗃. They have an initial stake pool offering. So not an IGO, not a token sale. You literally go, you stake your token, whether it's on the Polygon, or no, I believe it's Polkadot, Cardano, Ethereum, and one other blockchain. You can go stake tokens, and you just receive 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗂 tokens in return. It's a very innovative way. You keep your coins, and then you also receive the new coins on top of it as your stake rewards. But 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗂 will be doing an AMA with 𝗓𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃, another game that I am super bullish on. They just had a partnership here with 𝗓𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃. So two products that I really love, 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗂 and 𝗓𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃, doing an AMA together regarding their partnership, and they just did a collaboration. So looking forward to hear what's going to come out of that. But more so, I think the opportunity here to get involved with something like 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗂, a Web3 infrastructure SDK to help people, you know, with seamless onboarding, integrations in Web3 gaming in the metaverse on June 19th. So 11 days from now, you'll be able to stake and then receive these tokens back, not for free, but, you know, you put up your Ethereum and you're going to be receiving these tokens in return as the reward. So very innovative launch strategy here. And it's a low risk proposition because your liquidity isn't being put into the token. You are just simply staking. So this is one I'm very intrigued about, especially given the technology and the team behind it. So keep your eyes out on that. Otherwise, guys, you know, it's a good time. The summary of the show, I know we talked about a ton of projects. I think I've talked about 12 different tokens or so in this edition. But the one thing is, this is a great time to be accumulating and buying your favorite projects. Let's just go to the 7-day. High Street's down 25%. Render's down 15%. You have Singularity Net. I'm bullish on Singularity, Fetch, Ocean, as far as the AI narrative goes. Down 14%. Polygon down 14%. I am bullish on Gala as well. Gala's down 14%. You know, this is one of those times where if you are here to stay and you know by the 2025 bull market, you're going to be here, no doubt about it. And you want to be here and you want to make it. The people who won't make it, they're going to run away from this industry. They're going to say Binance and Coinbase are getting sued or lawsuits. This industry's a scam. Those are the people that are going to come running back at the top of the next market and FOMOing in. That's when the retail comes back. You don't want to be retail. You want to be the smart money that when people are leaving, when things are bloody, you're accumulating, you're buying up those best projects and you're ready for that next cycle. That's exactly what I'm doing. And I'm going to be here the entire way to lead you to the promised land on the other side of this Bitcoin halving and to the next bull cycle. And I'm telling you right now, metaverse, AI, and gaming, those are the three token narratives, the sectors that I think if you put together a portfolio in those niches, you are going to be absolutely set while everyone else is racing to the exchanges, FOMOing. How can I get this? How can I get that? Meanwhile, you're kicking back, you're sipping on a 𝗙𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗏 and you're chilling. That's where you want to be by the next cycle. And that's going to happen by you planting those seeds today. So guys, like the video and subscribe. Let me know your favorite gaming, metaverse, AI projects down below. If I missed any, comment down below as well. And I'll be back with the next show. As always, play well, my friends.